Hi everybody, my name is Harry Jacobs and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and this is the North of 60 Gaming channel, and welcome! Today I am very excited to be unboxing, setting up, and showing you how to play Vault of Dragons. This is a D&D game based around Waterdeep as we search for the hidden vault of treasure. But there will be a number of things that we're going to have to do before we can get to the vault. This is a 90-minute game, 2 to 4 players, ages 14 plus, brought to you by Gale Force 9. So let's dig in and get to the unboxing. So here we are. Here is Vault of Dragons. The box is a standard, I guess, 12 by 12 game box. You can see the artwork. That's pretty nice. Look at that, a big dragon. Who doesn't love a dragon? There it is, Dungeons and Dragons. So this is an official licensed product. It's been around for a few years, 2018. And you can see the back of the box here. And certainly there's some flavor text, double-sided locations, all of which we're going to see in about 10 seconds. So let's get unboxing this game and see what's inside. I'm very excited. I want to thank Ed over at Coyotes on the main street here in Yellowknife. This is actually his game, and I'm opening it and borrowing it, and I'm going to go back and teach them how to play sometime in the next little while. I am just getting over some surgery, so I am not 100% normal yet. So let's open the box. So here it is. As we always find, the rule book is on top. The artwork is a little bit clearer, a little bit shiny here. I'm just going to turn the light off for you. There we go. It just makes a little bit more sense. This is kind of neat. Look at that. Welcome to Waterdeep, a visitor's guide. And oh, look at that. It shows all the different locations within Waterdeep. From my understanding, each location is double-sided, but for the initial game, we're going to play only the sides that have the dragons, and we'll take a little closer look at those. But this is a neat idea. I think having a reference guide to locations that is not in the main rules, so we're not constantly looking at the rules. There are tons of tokens. Look at that. I'm not sure what these are, and we'll have to figure that out. It looks like we have some action tokens. I'm assuming the ones with the holes in it are some sort of money. And there's some gold and old and new. Initiative 20. I don't know what all that's about because I have not played this game yet. And so we're going to get punching that out. Looks like we have a number of different factions, I'm thinking. Oh, there's the yawning portal. I believe that's how you get off the board into the dungeon and the main entrance. So this is where you start, at the yawning portal. Zentarium. I'm not sure what that's all about. It looks like we've got some off-board locations. Now here are your locational tiles right here. There we go. And they are double-sided. And we're going to take a closer look at them once I get these all off. But let's open it up and take a look at them. Right on top we have a dungeon. 14 plus. I don't know what that means. Level 9. So we've got a bunch of dungeons that we can go into by the looks of it. And there's some locational. These are city locations. The Vault of Dragons. I think ultimately that's where we're trying to get to at the end of the game. Candle Alley. Castle Ward Market. The Little Hostel. The Docks, they may be familiar for those who play that Lords of Waterdeep. So these are locations that are most likely on that game. D&D is a well thought out universe and has been around for a number of years. In fact, I used to have the original Gary Gygax 3-book set that teaches you how to play Dungeons and Dragons, which was amazing considering there wasn't a lot in it. And you really had to use your imagination. Today, of course, there's all kinds of supporting material. We've got all kinds of dice, none of which I know what all about. But we will. Look, there they are, 20-sided dice, as you would expect. 4-sided dice, looks like 8-sided dice. And we're going to have to learn how to play this game. We have, these are, looks like the item decks. So we will get items through the game. This one looks like the Giant Slayer Axe. Play to reroll a D10 result of 5 or less. And then here is the treasure stack. So I'm assuming we will go get treasures and they will help us along the way. What is on top? It's a dungeon map. Discard to reroll all dice in the dungeon attempt. And then we have little tiny minis. Oh my gosh. So we have clerics, we have rogues, fighters, and wizards. And each faction will be able to hire them and go through the city looking to build up gold, build up treasure, find clues or rumors, I think they call it, in order to find the hidden vault. But that is what is in the box. We're going to set this up and learn how to play it. So we will get to that in about as soon as I can set it up and do it. Okay, we have set up Vault of the Dungeons. Here are the Waterdeep locations, and we've set out 12. They are all on the dragon side, which is the side in which they recommend, and you can tell right there, that is the dragon side. That is the beginner side, I guess. I have preset the watch, so basically there is a watch token for each faction that's on the board, and we are playing the Casalanters, the Xanathar, and the Zentrim. I do not know the Dungeons & Dragons lore specifically around Waterdeep, so I actually don't know these specific rogue factions, so you'll excuse my lack of understanding about these particular factions. Each faction has its own dice, each faction has its own actions. Like if you have a location at the start, if you have the initiative token at the start of the round, take 3 gold, and you can also have an action. If you have initiative at the start of the round, take 1 rumor. If you have initiative at the start of the round, you may move the City Watch. And the City Watch plays a role which means that they will contest these spots as they try to protect the various locations of Waterdeep around here. Over on the side, we have our dungeon locations with a secret token on there. When we go through the yawning portal, we can go through a dungeon, and we either can spend 1 gold for each member of our band that is going to go through the portal, or a magic item, or 2 rumors. And then we will show you how dungeons work when we actually play the game. At the top here is the actual vault. We have to collect 3 secrets in order to go to the vault. And once that is revealed, that kind of triggers the end game, where we are going to vie to collect the most powerful group that we can and head into the vault and try to defeat the vault. Over here we have our secret tokens. You can just see them off to the side. And they are varied. I'll show you how that works once we get into play, because they are part of the dungeon. We have our rumor tokens. As you can see, the rumor tokens have a new side and an old side, and they age, right? Rumors age. So when you get them new, rumors can be used for moving watchmen. You can add them for +1. There's various effects that you can use. And again, we will go over those as we go through the rules a little bit more. Here's our single golds. I have 2. There's 2 of them. One is just a bit off camera to the left. We have the towel, which are worth 2 gold, and then the dragon, which is worth 1 gold. You can see the faction each start with a number of different tokens. Now we hire these. These are mercenaries that we are going to hire to our faction. We are limited to the number of mercenaries that we can buy each turn. So part of the game is that we're going to try to gain gold, gain rumors, try to gain secrets in order to be first into that vault. And at the top we have magic items and treasure items. And we'll be collecting those because some of them are one use, some of them are around use. And as always, I do have 6 dogs, and so we might hear dogs. Down here we have our dice, as you know, typical D&D dice. So we have a D12, which represents the fighter, a D10, which represents the wizard. Along the side, you can see we also have our dice. The D10 is your fighter, the D12 is your fighter, a D10 is your wizard, and a D4 is your rogue. The rogues can actually have an advantage. They actually roll the casualty dice, and the casualty dice will give casualties to the other team, and we will roll casualty dice. Also, if you play secrets, sometimes you'll have to roll extra casualty dice. I do want to show you the units. So on our far left, this might be your right, is the fighter. There's your rogue, and there's your wizard. For the most part, I'm going to try to lay them flat on the board. Now, in order to pay for them, a fighter is 1 gold, a rogue is 2 gold, and a wizard is 3 gold. The wizards have special power. If both your wizards are in the same spot, you will get to be able to re-roll any one dice. And if you are familiar with D&D, of course, you can roll natural crits. And you have to decide what is the highest dice, because sometimes it's important as we fight for contested spaces, who's last man standing. Because if there's a contested space, you cannot take this action unless you are the one who initiates the fight and you are last man standing. So it is possible you could win the fight and not have anybody left and not able to take the actual action on that dice. So when we're talking about gateway and filler games, which we have over the last little while, and this is I'd say a filler, a higher weight filler game, as it has a number of different mechanisms that are going for it. And so just for you who are new, who have never seen a game like this before, first of all, we have a measure of area control. In other words, you have to control these areas in Waterdeep in order to take the actions at the top. So you can hear obviously some construction going on in the area too. How lucky for me. So you can see if there's nothing contested here and I'm the last man standing, I will get 3. I can take the rewards. We have rumors, we have gold. Now sometimes you have to take a casualty. And this is the wrong side. There we are. On this side we don't have a casualty. Now up here there is a quest spot. Where is the quest space? Right there. And that acts like a mini dungeon. So you can see that I would have to, and I'll explain the dungeon. It works very similar to dungeons, except you can't use secrets to give you a +1 in the dungeon. Because dungeons are important in order to get your secrets. But that's pretty much the setup. It took me maybe 5 minutes to set up. I've got 3 factions going on. As I said, the Castlanters, the Xanthar, and the Zentarium. And we're going to start with the initiative token of 20. I am going to be playing from the perspective of the black player. These are our casualty dice. So occasionally, as I mentioned, we're going to roll them. And then there's a blank, which means we don't take any casualties. A single casualty, and I think there's a double casualty. Also, we'll explain how it goes along, but we have arrows. If you can see the arrow right there, the arrows kind of show the one way of doing things. So in this case, I would have to roll the casualty dice and to take a magic to see whether I lose a guy. So there's some risk here. I need a rogue to roll. Then I would roll a casualty dice to take a magic item. Here I would just pay 3 gold a magic item. Here I could trade 2 magic items. I could pay 4 gold to either take 2 treasure or a magic card. So we have to pay attention to the arrows. Flip one. Okay, this one's interesting. Blackstaff Tower. Flip one other location and move all followers here to that location. Move all followers in the City Watch from the flip location here. Oh, that's interesting. So we might actually see the ability to flip some of these tiles here and see some of the other sides. They are double-sided tiles. But that is the complete setup of the game, and we are ready to go. We will start with our black player. So here we're ready to start. The black player or the Zentium have a initiative, so they are going to go first. So in order to start anything, we're really going to have to hire somebody. So they're going to hire just 2 fighters for now, and they're going to go over to here. It costs them 2 gold. So this is one of the actions that we can take on our turn, is to hire and move them onto the board. We have 2 gold, and that would be the end of their turn. Turns are very, very quick here. Another action for blue would do the same thing. Actually, they're going to take 2 fighters and a rogue. They're going to go over here to Unicorn's Horn, and they'll possibly have a rumor if they can use that action. Next up would be the red, or the Cassalantiers. Boy, I'm having trouble with that. Cassalanters. Anybody can correct me. I am not sure whether that works or not. So they're going to go down to Schlone's Sandries, and they're going to trade in 3. So he's just going to put his 2 wizards. He's actually going to just put his a rogue. So that's red, not blue. A rogue and a fighter down here for 3. We come back to the black. He's actually going to use this board, and he is going to pick up a treasure. As you can see, it is the Clockwork Bird. Discard to take D4 plus 4 gold. So he'll discard that. He is going to roll his D4. And he has rolled a 3. You can barely see it here. Whoops, I knocked it over. He has a 3. So he's going to get 7 gold. That's not a bad start, I would say. 2, 4, 6, 7. Blue is going to get a rumor. So basically, he's going to use his action to get a rumor. And rumors start on the new side. There's the new side. And the age. So at the end of the turn, it'll become old. And the next turn, it'll disappear. So you do have to use rumors. The red says, I'm going to take 3. I'm going to spend 3. And again, he takes his action, puts it on the board. Now, nobody can use this. Now, somebody can still move because you can contest this. So, and he is going to pull a item. And he has, it looks like an axe plus 1. So play to add any plus 1 to an attack dice. So to play it, he'll actually just tap it as per normal. Next up, he has lots and lots of gold. So what he is going to do is he's going to take his 2 wizards. He's going to put them on the board. Actually, he's going to take his 2 wizards and a fighter to put them on the board for a 6. So it's going to cost him 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 for that, and 6 for the 2 wizards, 1 for the fighter. Now, if you recall, if you have 2 wizards, you're allowed to re-roll a dice. So far there's no brawl here. And we must turn over our action. Now, this is a very powerful move on this part, because now that he can either get 2 treasure chests or 2 movements. Our friends over here, they're not too bad off for gold as well. So he says, you know what? I'm going to move a rogue, 2 of my fighters, and a wizard. Actually, maybe... So he's going to move a rogue, his fighter, 2 wizards in there. So we have 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's going to spend 7, 8. Well, that doesn't make any sense. He is actually going to spend his rogue, 1 of each as well. So that's 3, 4. So he's going to spend 6 to move those in. That leaves him enough to trigger this if he can. So that's his third action. So that's another move action. Now that it's contested, the only way that they're going to be able to do something here is to have a brawl. Now, if they have a brawl here, also the City Watch is going to move in there. So I'll show you that action. We're not going to play through an entire game today, but I do want to show you enough actions to get you through this game. Red says, no, I'm staying away from this mess. And actually what Red is going to do, he doesn't have a rumor, but he does have a +1 axe. That's an attack die. So I'm going to show you a fetch quest. So he is going to roll, let's see, he's got 2, that's 6. So we're going to take all 3 of our fighters for 3 gold. And we're going to move it to the fetch quest. I get that. Okay, that is his action. So actually, we've got 3 actions all gone on the red player. I think it's just as easy to refer to them as colors. The black player comes up. He has a choice now. Either he's going to start a brawl. So certainly he can move, but if he moves, he leaves it uncontested. So to show you the brawl mechanic, we're going to have a brawl here. So basically they have all the same. So blue is going to roll 1 of each color of the dice. And black is also going to roll 1 of each color. He's got, actually he is not. He's going to roll just the wizards and the fighter. So he's going to get a D10, a D, and a D12. So it's hard to say who's going to get the advantage. Now that we have a brawl, our City Watch actually comes into this play too. So this is going to be an interesting fight because anytime you brawl, the closest City Watch is going to come in. So, and the City Watch is a strength of 6 plus a dice. So I'm going to roll the black faction as they started first. So they have rolled a 1 and a 3. So they did not roll very well. No matter how many players of the same type of class, you still only get 1 dice. The wizards are going to use their special ability to re-roll 1 of the dice. And so they're going to take a shot at the D12, which is now a 9. Okay, there we are. We have a 9, unadjusted. We'll go with the blue. So they roll a 3. We have a 2 plus a 2. Sorry, that was a 2. These 4-sided dice are very hard. 2. They have a 6. And a 2. So we actually have a 4 with our rogue. There's our rogue up there. And then and he has a 1. So that gives them a 7. So basically what's going to happen here is each one of us is going to decide which dice we want. The black is going to use the 9. We have a 7 here for the watch. And he's going to use his 2 plus his 2 casualties. So going first, what's going to happen is the black has won the battle. Now we're going to apply casualties. First, he is going to apply a casualty to the brawler who started, and I'm going to lose a player. The blue says the same thing. So the blue is actually forcing 2 casualties, even though they lost. There's the 2 casualties. The black is finished. Orthonically, they have to move. So he's going to withdraw to the snookery because that's where he's going to withdraw. I do have to withdraw as well. The blue player has to withdraw to orthonically to the next place or next shop, which is the old Zlob's shop. So black lost that completely for his third turn, and that is a brawl. Phew! I'd hate to think what that would be like if there were 4. Now we come back to the blue. The blue says, well, I might as well use this as an action. He's going to roll his D4. He rolls a 4. You can just see it right. Where is it? There it is. It's a 4. So he's going to get 4 gold for that. Now red, this is an interesting one. Now, red is going to do a fetch quest. So he is going to take his action. And he is going to actually fight in the dungeon. Actually, that's not what happens here, actually. The rules are completely stable. So what happens is we're going to start here in each one of these rooms. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll a dice. And we have no casualty. Now I am going to roll my fighter, which is the D12, of course. And the wizard, which is the D... Is it a wizard? No, 3 fighters. So I have to have 5 plus. If I can get a 5 plus here, actually, and an 8 plus. So I need to roll 8 or more. Whoops. So I have rolled a 9. So what happens now is I'm going to get a rumor and a treasure. So there is a rumor. And I also get a treasure. A dwarven comb. Discard to take D4 plus 4 gold. So he says I might as well not sit on that. So he's going to take his D4 worth of gold. He rolls a 3. He too gets 7 gold. We're going to come down here to the last turn. What is blue going to do? Sorry, what is black going to do? Black still has 4. He won't be able to use it this turn. However, what he will do is move. He's going to rehire. He's going to rehire 2 fighters and a rogue for 4. And that is the last of his turn. Blue's going to come along here. And what happens here, once they do that, actually, this flips over. Sorry. So whenever you do the fletches, in that way, the fletch quest, and then this is the kill quest. So it's slightly harder to do. The blue at this point, what is blue going to do? So he's just going to look for control because he doesn't have another action, but he can quickly put a fighter and a rogue onto the board just so he can get perhaps a rumor or a couple of gold perhaps. He's going to go to Blackstaff Tower so he could grab some gold there. That's his last of his actions. Now we're going to go to the kill quest. I don't think he wants to do the kill quest this time around. He's got lots of gold. So for his last action, he is going to go to the docks. And he's going to put his 2 wizards out for 6. And that is the end of the round. The next part of the round is where we take our rewards. So it's not really a reward, it's the income, as long as there's nothing contested. So we have a rumor and a rumor. So he can pick up 2 more rumors. Or at least the red will, anyway. Blue will pick up 3 gold plus a treasure. And blue will pick up 3 gold plus a treasure as well. Oh, sorry, that was 3 gold plus a treasure. Sorry, we have to look at the black. Gold necklace. Discard to take D4 plus gold. So he's going to discard that. Blue is going to roll a his 4-sided dice once again for more, even more gold. So 3. So he's going to wind up with 7. 7 gold. And now in the black, he's going to get a rumor and a treasure. A rumor and a treasure. Silver chalice. Discard to take D4 plus 4 gold. So there's lots of those in there. I'm just going to roll the blue because it happens to be in there. 3. He gets 7. I've never liked D4s. They are weird to roll. So there is lots of money on the table right now. Now the next thing that we do is we're going to look for the rumor phase. And what that means is we're going to put out 2. Let's just see if we have enough room. 2 rumors. Or 2 treasures. So actually the way this is going to work, so what's going to happen is that we are going to lay out 2 magical cards and 2 scroll, or 2 magic cards, 2 treasure cards. The person with the most rumors is actually going to get to choose first. So he is going to take the demon armor because it says, in a fight, play to ignore or inflict 1 casualty. We're going to go in the initiative order. Both of these are tied, so we're going to take the initiative. He's going to go first. And he says, I'm going to take the luck blade. And then that leaves a scroll of teleport for our blue player. You can see I've just put them off to the side just because there is no room. And we'll come back to them as we use them. And we'll just discard this. Now the initiative at this point is going to get the person with the most control. Blue has 3, red has 3. But red has more rumors. So we're going to take the initiative over to our red. We are going to flip all these over. And we're going to regroup. Sorry, so I did miss a rule. When we move a watch from the brawl, they have to regroup. So we're going to turn them over. And so that is the end of 1 complete turn. Now we haven't seen everything yet. I want to do a dungeon delve, and we're going to do that next. So we're going to give me a moment. And I'm going to reset the board. I'm going to do that off camera because I'm going to have to pick up all these used things and turn them over. And I'm not going to do that on camera. So give me a minute and we'll be right back. We are back. I have reset the board. We have the initiative up here with our Castellanters, or the red player. Again, I don't know how that's pronounced, and I'm not really sure of that particular faction. But it is red's turn. And red would really like to start thinking about going into perhaps the yawning portal, just to get some dungeons out of our way. So the first thing he is going to do is he is going to take an action, and he is going to move his group of wizards into the yawning portal. We're going to come down to the black turn. Black's thought about that. He is actually, for his first action, going to do this, which is spend 4 gold to get a magic item. And he says, yes, I want to do that. So he's going to take 4 gold because you're going to need magic items. This is a cursed knife. Play to add +2 to any attack die. Followers in this fight suffer 1 casualty die after the fight. So he's got a luck blade and a knife now. And these are once per round usage. The blue player comes along. He's thinking about the same thing. So what he is going to do is he's going to take his first action. And he's going to move his wizard over to here. Red, now, he's going to do his hiring. Red has enough. He doesn't have that much, so he can't really hire. So he's going to do a move action. And he is going to move his group over to here. Now, black. Black isn't necessarily too bad off for gold. I think what he is going to do is... He wouldn't mind getting some more. What's he got here? 2 wizards, eh? That's going to cost him 6. So he's decided that he is going to take his 2 wizards for 6. Well, that doesn't leave him much money. So he's going to take a fighter and a rogue and put that on the old Zlob shop. Boy, that's hard to say 17 times. So we're going to use that up. Blue's second action. He is going to move as a group into the dungeon as well, the yawning portal. Red has the initiative. If you have the initiative at the start of round, take 3 gold. Should have done that before. We'll take that now. And then it is back to the black. Black says, I'm going to use this action and take the D4. So this game is a very quick filler type game, as always. And this is part of the series of filler games. And we'll talk about, so there's some mechanics of area control, resource management. And this is what makes this a good gateway, is because it has some elements of bigger games. So we have the idea of resources, such as the gold, which is your main resource, and rumors, which is also a resource. We have area control. So if you have more areas than another person, you would get the initiative. You would also get to take the rumor or the income phase, which are the income phases are on the top right of each of these boards. There's a little bit of questing going on, so that idea of adventuring. Anyway, let's roll the dice. He gets 4. So that's good. So he's going to pick up 4. Now blue is going to go next action. Blue says, I'm going to take his 1 wizard and move it here. It costs him 3, but he's on the board now, and we have that to spend. Red's happy. So Red's going to go into the dungeon. So what does that entail? First thing you can do is you can see along the yawning that you can get into the dungeon either by spending a magic item, a gold for each person, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would cost him 5 gold, but he has rumors. So he's going to take 2 of his rumors and put it away, and then he can take all his guys. So all his guys into the dungeon. So what happens is he's going to flip over the dungeon dial. And he is now going to do an attack. You can see we're going to have to roll 1 casualty dice for the dungeon. He has his 2 wizards and 3 fighters, so he's going to get a D10 and a D12. Now, for just coming into the dungeon, he's going to have to roll a casualty dice for this first room. So there's 3 rooms here. So like any dungeon, we're going to go and visit the room. So the first room we have is we have to roll a casualty dice. And we are going to suffer 1 casualty. So we're going to take our fighter off. One of our fighters. But we do get a roomer. Now we're going to move off to the next room. We just need 5, basically. So we're going to roll our dice. Whoops. We have a 9 or a 6. Easily, hand down, we are going to get 2 gold. I think it's per 2 gold. Now, we can try to get to this last room. So we have to get a 13. And that means that we would have to have a reroll. So we're going to be looking for a 11 or 12 on the 12-sided dice. And we're going to have to use our rumors to add +1. So rumors can be spent +1. So he has +1. Plus he has his axe that he can use. So he's got a 3. So basically any one of these 2 dice, that can, if it comes up a 9, we're going to be okay. So we have a 12 on the 12-sided dice. We can spend our axe, because we can use it once per round, to give him 13, which means is he's going to go back into the yawning portal. He has now got 1 secret. So when you have 3 secrets, you'll actually be able to trigger the end vault, which is the Vault of Dragons. And game continues on and on like that until actually one player has 3 secrets, goes into the Vault of Dragons and gets a +20. So he's going to need a ton of magic items, maybe some potions, all those types of things. I believe there are potions such as giant strength potions. Like here we are. Oh yeah, there it is. A giant strength potions, discard and add a D4 to the roll of a D10. See. Oh, there's a fireball. I see a potion of mind readings. There's the dungeon key. I believe somewhere there's I thought I saw a fireball somewhere in here. Oh, scroll of fireball. Add a D4 to a roll of a D12. So you're going to need those types of items to get us through this dungeon. But I've shown you enough of the game to give you an idea and a flavor how this works. And let's just pop up to the and talk about final thoughts. Pop up. So that is Vault of Dungeons. It's just a quick run through and overview of the game. I showed you just about everything that there is to do on the board. I didn't show everything in every tile. We didn't use every tile. But you get the idea. You hire your mercenaries. You can move them around on the board. You can take an action. You can brawl, which we showed you a brawl. You can go into a dungeon. And at the end of the game, of course, you want to go and defeat the Vault of Dragons. The first person to defeat the Vault of Dragons is the winner. Now, we didn't collect 3 secrets. If you collect 3 secrets, you can reveal the Vault of Dragon. And then anybody can go into the Vault of Dragon at any point. If somebody has 3 secrets, they can go into the Vault of Dragon. But once it's exposed, they can also go through the yawning portal as well to get to the Vault of Dragons. So the first person basically to defeat it wins. Now, overall, the game's not bad. It felt a little bit disjointed a bit. So I don't know if as a D&D adventure whether it really makes sense, like Lords of Waterdeep or even the Dungeons and Dragons Castle Ravenloft, which seemed to flow. This seemed to be a little bit off, but that's okay. That's just my opinion. If you are a D&D fan, and certainly, I remember I'm playing all 3 factions, so it does make it a little bit more difficult as I have to pretend to be each one. Now, I have to admit, the rulebook, not as good as it could be. I don't think it's a well-written rulebook. And when you're looking for answers about one thing, it's in a different place than you would expect. They're not using the same nomenclature, like in the phases, they list out and say, this is a follow rumor, and you're going, well, what does that mean? And then in the section of the book it says, pursue rumor. So it's a little bit disjointed. So it almost feels like they wanted to bank on the name rather than of Dungeons and Dragons, rather than to build a compelling game. I think this game could be good. I think it could have been very much like the Ravenlaw for Legends of Drizzt, and I think it could have had elements of that in here. There is asymmetrical, which is good. There is no solo mode, which is unfortunate. It'd be nice if it had an AI to see that you could play solo, but Dungeons & Dragons never was about solo adventuring unless you're playing on a PC. So that is what I say. Now, what I would say is, if I was playing multiplayer with some friends, I think this would be a fine game. I just had some difficulty myself going through it as a reviewer. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, this game's a 6.5, maybe 7. But that would be great. That would be gracious. I would stick with a 6.5. This is not an excellent game. It's a good game. It's probably got some fun elements. There's some real take that. Like if you want to screw somebody over and contest, and then they have to have a brawl, and then so there's a constant churn of fights, perhaps. And there's plenty of gold, as you saw. You pick up a treasure, and I got 8 gold, I got 7 gold. I go over here and get 4 gold. So gold's not really a big issue. This is truly a filler, a gateway game. I don't know whether it's one of the best out there. I think I enjoyed the first 2 I presented better. This is new to me. But this is a choice you have. It's not particularly expensive. I recall it was like $40 to $50 in the retail range. But anyway, my name is Harry Jacobs. This is the North of 60 Gaming Channel. I am the North of 60 Gamer and Fan Expo. If you guys, I want to go to Fan... Oops, it's over here. I want to go to Fan Expo in Edmonton this year. They got William Shatner. It's October 1st to 3rd, assuming they don't cancel. They did cancel, I believe, the big one in Toronto in August. And, of course, Vancouver got canceled as well. And I think it's still canceled for 2021, and so hopefully in 2022 it will pick up again. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to go off and edit and have some fun. Guys, get outside. It is beautiful. It's summertime if you're in the northern hemisphere, and enjoy the weather if you've got good weather, and if you don't, play games. See you later.